Hi everyone, welcome. This is optimizing your Google business profile for maximum lead generation. This is a free webinar specifically for concierge medical and direct primary care practices. Also can be used by anyone in a cash pay membership-based medicine practice. All right, your attention, please put your cell phones on Do Not Disturb, turn off your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, anything that could be a distraction. If you own a concierge or direct primary care practice, or if you're an owner or manager, you know what? If you're serious about getting dramatically more results, more leads, and more growth in your practice, the next 30 to 45 minutes can truly change your life. So really focus in on this and let's get started. What we're going to cover today: what is a Google business profile? How do we best optimize it? And how can we use AI to help us save time and money? How do we syndicate the Google business profile? And why is that important? In fact, why is it vital? What can be done to increase the ranking of your Google business profile in the Google Map Pack? And we're going to evaluate your Google business profile ranking using third-party tools. And if you have any questions, feel free to submit them as we go or send a note to us. A great way to reach out to me is through cmmkg.com/schedule to chat with me personally and answer your questions. All right, well, who am I and why should you listen to me? My name's Steve Schwartz, and I've been in digital marketing and web design since January of 1999. That's over 25 years. In my career, the team and I have created somewhere over 2,400 websites for businesses all across the United States and beyond. I wrote a book called The Definitive Guide to Winning with Digital Marketing for Concierge Medical Practices. If you'd like a free copy of that book, it is available as a digital download from our website, conciergemd.marketing. Just scroll down the page a little bit till you see the picture of the book, put in your email address and click the button. It will send you an email with a link where you can download the PDF to your computer. Please take it with my compliments. All right. And my company, my agency is Concierge Medical Marketing. Who are we and what do we do? The focus of our agency is to help concierge medical and direct primary care practices with their digital marketing to fill their panels, to have happier lives, more successful businesses, get more income and more personal freedom. And obviously, we want to help improve patient outcomes for the wonderful people that you serve in your practices. Our agency offers 3 different digital marketing programs. They are Transition, that's helping a traditional practice in the insurance-based space to transition some of their patients over to the concierge model. The second is Growth, for those practices that are not yet to their full panel and they need help exposing their business to potential patients in their area. And finally, we have Nurture, and that's where you may have a full panel and maybe even a wait list, but you do want to continue to market to your existing folks so that they continue to feel known, loved, appreciated, paying attention to them digitally so that every year when it's time to renew, they continue to feel good and want to renew. This is really important. If you cannot stay for today's entire workshop, all right, we know people are busy. We know your practices are cranking. So here's the thing. If you don't have time to stick around and you want to still have a chance to chat with me, have a chance to see what's going right in your practice marketing, maybe where there are room for improvement, feel free to scan the QR code here on the screen or visit cmmkg.com/schedule. This schedule is a 15-minute on my calendar. We can get together, we can chat virtually, we can figure out what's going right, what's going wrong, maybe what your goals are. And from there, we can schedule another meeting and do more of a deep dive. Okay. I just want to make sure is that if you can't stay for the whole thing, that you still have an opportunity to get with me and have some specific eyeballs into your specific situation. All right. Now, I'm going to talk about this a lot during our presentation today. I have created a free gift for you. It is called the Concierge Medical Marketing AI Prompt Guide for optimizing your Google business profile. So the idea here is that we have a document that we've created that has a bunch of prompts that you can use in the AI tool of your choice, whether it's ChatGPT or something else. And in doing so, it can help you save time and effort by optimizing your Google Business Profile with the output from these prompts. If you want to grab a copy of that, go ahead. You can scan the QR code or go to the link that's on your screen. All right, let's get into the meat of the presentation today. What is a Google Business Profile exactly? Well, when you search on Google for a doctor or a dentist or a pizza restaurant or whatever it might be, many times there is a map with thumbtacks on it and a list of typically 3 businesses that are matches to your request. That is the Google Map Pack, and those separate profiles for each separate business that come up are the Google Business Profiles. The profile allows you to display key details of your business, like your name, your address, your phone number. It also includes links to your website, hours of operation, questions and answers, updates like you might have on a social media platform that includes specials and events. Also, super important, place for you to collect your 5-star Google reviews. Here on the screen, you'll see an example. I did a search of concierge business in Southern California, Los Angeles, wherever. And there's the map, and there's a place called My Concierge MD. That is their Google Business Profile. Now, many times clients ask me, well, why is this important? I've got a website, I've got Facebook, I've got Instagram. Why do I need a Google Business Profile? Here's the deal. An optimized Google Business Profile will boost visibility. It'll improve SEO rankings. It will attract more patients. If you think of your Google Business Profile as the doorway for people who are actively searching on Google to get into your world, the Google Business Profile is typically the first thing they will see, even before getting the chance to click to or see your website. Now, this is really important. If you look at the bottom of the screen here, some data I researched recently for this presentation, it showed that approximately 44% of the clicks that go to a Google search result page like the one you're looking at, 44% of the people are clicking on one of those 3 top listings in the Google Map Pack. 44%. Just let that number sink in. That is a huge percentage. That means that if your business doesn't appear in the top 3 positions, then you're missing out on nearly 1 out of every 2 clicks to that resulting page. 1 out of 2, okay? It's hugely important. So, how do we create a Google Business Profile? Go to google.com/business. Sign in with a Gmail account or a Google Workspace account into there. It's important that you use an email address that's tied to your practice, your business, yourself personally, I guess would say be secondarily. Make sure it's not tied to an employee or an agency or anybody else. Why? Because people change. Employees can come and go. Other doctors in your practice can come and go. It needs to be tied to something that you have full and complete control over. Once you find your profile, assuming it exists, you need to make sure you claim it, if it does exist. If it does not exist, then you need to create a new one. That can be a bit of a hassle, and I'm going to cover that shortly. But there are different ways to verify a Google Business Profile once you either have claimed it or you're creating it. It may be by Google sending you a postcard with a series of numbers or letters on it that you then put back in the system. Google may call you and you hear the message and put in the code. They may send you emails. They may request or require that you upload a video of your physical location. So there's lots of ways to verify, follow what Google's telling you to do. Unfortunately, it can be annoying, obnoxious, and or difficult. Once it's done, you're in, it's good. When you get into your Google Business Profile and have the ability to edit it, the goal is to fill it in with as much detailed information as possible. We're going to dig into exactly what to do and how to do that in our presentation today. Now, one of the most important things you can do in your Google Business Profile is to choose your Google Business Profile category. Now, unfortunately, as of today, there is no specific category for concierge medicine or DPC or direct primary care. That's unfortunate. So what we have to do is choose a category that is close as possible to your practice that also exists within the Google Business Profile menu of available options. As of today, this includes phrases or categories like doctor, primary care physician, family practice physician, general practitioner, medical group, medical clinic. Whatever's the most appropriate, type it into the primary category box. You'll also notice there's additional category. You're welcome to use that as well as appropriate. Here are some additional Google Business Profile categories that you can consider. Health consultant, wellness center, weight loss service, men's health physician, women's health clinic, home healthcare services. Again, as Google Business Profile always evolves as time goes by, and as concierge medicine continues to grow in popularity, my guess is that some point in the not too distant future, Google is going to update the available options in the Google Business Profile category choices to include phrases that are relevant. But unfortunately, at this time, as I mentioned, they are not there. They're not available. Hopefully they will in the future. All right. Getting into your business information, your contact information for your medical practice, you need to include your phone number, a link to your chat widget, maybe an AI chatbot that you have, your website address, your social media profiles, and an online menu of services. That might be a page on your website that lists everything that you offer at your practice. Next, you need to verify that your location is correct. Be sure that the map that Google shows you is accurate. It creates that based on the address you put in. You should be able to look at it and say, yep, that's where we're located, all good. If not, go back to your address and make sure it's updated and fixed so that the map shows correctly. Now, some of the medical practices that I've talked to and worked with in the past are a virtual practice. They either handle everything virtually through the internet, or they have a remote business, for instance, like they have a bus or an RV that they take to the location of the patient, their home, their office, right? And if that's the case, you're a service area practice. So what you can do is put in the areas, the cities, the zip codes, whatever, to have Google draw a digital virtual line around the area that you serve, because people are not going to come to your home if you're running a virtual practice, or they're not going to come to your bus if you have a remote on medical practice on 4 wheels, right? So you need to be sure that you provide the service area if in fact you go to where your patients are, where it's virtual. What are your hours of operation? This is super important, especially for a concierge or DPC practice. Many times we promote the fact that we either offer 24/7 access, or we have certain hours that are available in the basic level membership, whereas higher levels of membership have additional hours of time that you as a physician are available. Be sure that you update your Google Business Profile hours to what you feel is the most appropriate for people to call and contact. Obviously, as members join, you have a contract that works between your office and them. They understand if they need to call at 3 a.m, what number to call, and that it's appropriate. Obviously, if there's something truly emergent, they really should call 911 rather than you. So anyways, be sure that's all in your legal contract between you and your patient. You also may use the special hours area of this screen to add any specific details related to your practice. The next space is business information details. And this is going to be unique for every practice. Google offers several different areas or fields that you can fill information into. Please use it to the best of your ability to share as much information that's relevant to your practice. Not all of these items are going to be used by every practice. So just use common sense. Pretty straightforward. If you have any questions about it and you want to get my 2 cents on it, again, just schedule a time with me, cmmkg.com/schedule. Okay. Now, once you've created the profile, you've claimed it, you've verified it, and you've filled it out with as much basic information as possible, When you go back to Google and go to the Map Pack, you will see on your screen under your profile a new thing that's appeared that says manage your profile. That says manage your business profile. I put this little red arrow here for one of our clients. And when you click there, you're going to be taken into a screen behind the scenes that gives you essentially the Google Business Profile management screen. It's going to give you all kinds of different options and opportunities to customize and further enhance your Google Business Profile. I'm going to take you through every one of these sections and give you advice and suggestions on what you can do in this area to make it as complete, professional, and optimized as possible so that it can result in the most leads coming into your practice organically. All right, and I'm calling these a few pro tips because some of the things that I'm sharing here are not necessarily a common knowledge or not necessarily obvious, and so I'm going to share them with you. Please use them to the best of your ability. The first area that I've circled here is called read reviews. As I've mentioned, reviews are such an important part of your Google Business Profile, giving your patients the opportunity to leave 5-star reviews on how wonderful you are and how much they love the service. It also gives an opportunity, unfortunately, for people to share negative criticisms with you. And I have a suggestion we can talk about shortly about how to direct negative feedback to you privately so that hopefully the majority of your published reviews are going to be 5-star and maybe some 4-star. All right. I recommend using an automated tool to request reviews from all of your patients. This could be your CRM system. There are practice management systems that do this. So be sure to look in and see what options are available with systems you're already paying for. You want to link them to a place where they can say, thumbs up, I had a good experience, and that leads them to a place where they can leave you a review on Google, on Facebook, on Health Grades, or other places. Or perhaps if they have an option to click a thumbs down, which means they were not satisfied with their visit for some reason, then that takes them to a private feedback form where it gives them the opportunity to share their negative experience, their criticism, their feedback with you, to be emailed to you privately. That gives you an opportunity to try to make it right. And so hopefully change a negative experience to a positive one, a potential negative review into a positive 5-star one. All right. One suggestion that I have at the bottom here, my third bullet, is to be sure to reply to all of the reviews using your name, the name of your practice, perhaps your location, or one of the services you offer. The idea is adding keywords into your reply to the review. Google sees those keywords and it gives you a little additional bump in the ranking based on, again, the phrases and words that are included in your review response. One final thing I'm going to talk about, it's super important that you make sure that all of the responses that you publish to your reviews are HIPAA compliant. And part of the AI prompt guide that I shared with you has guides on how to have ChatGPT or your AI tool of choice to respond to these reviews, positive and negative, in a HIPAA compliant and SEO focused manner. Okay, and that's what I just talked about on this slide. All right. The next item is photos. Encourage your patients to take photos of themselves, the office, in front of the building. Upload them to your Google Business Profile. Profiles with over 100 images typically get much more exposure on Google in the Map Pack than do practices that have fewer than 100 photos. That's something apparently Google is looking for. The more people are interacting with that profile, including photos, the higher boost it gets. All right, be sure to add images to the Add Exterior Photo area that's shown in the right down here. And furthermore, don't use stock images, don't use AI images here. Keep it legit, keep it real. People want to have a real experience, and they want to feel that in your marketing in this space, that they're seeing what your practice and what your team really look like. All right, the next area is called performance. Now, there is a ton of great information in this area. Many people that I've talked to don't know about this, never clicked it, don't know anything about it. So please take the time to click the performance icon in there and let it speak to you. All right. It's going to show you an overview of your data. It's going to show you the number of calls being made directly from the Google Business Profile, meaning that they're not going to your website and then clicking to call. They're going straight from the Google profile. The number of online bookings that have come through, the number of times people have clicked to get directions to your location, and the number of times people have clicked to your website. So the more optimized your Google Business Profile is, the more of this kind of traffic, clicks, and engagements your profile has. You'll be able to track it here. So cool. The next area is called advertise. Realize that Google wants you to pay them to place your Google Business Profile in front of more eyeballs. They make $1 billion a day or whatever that number is. They want you to pay for it. You don't have to. Be careful. If you don't know what you're doing in this space, you're most likely going to be throwing away a lot of money. So here's the thing. If you are considering spending money to promote your business on Google in a Google pay-per-click area, the Google Map Pack area, or any other paid ideas, suggestions, or campaigns, and you want us to give you either advice or help you navigate the landmines so you don't throw away money, please schedule a time with us, cmmkg.com/schedule. We love you and we don't want you to waste your money. All right, the next area is called edit products. Now, products people typically think are a physical item, like a cream or a vitamin, a supplement, something along those lines. And many concierge and DPC practices do offer products that are physical and tangible that people buy, pick up in the office, or that you ship to them. But you can also use the products area here to sell or promote your services. For example, a product, I put quotes, a product could be an annual concierge membership, an executive physical exam, a weight loss exam or program, IV vitamin therapy, type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could pay for a telehealth visit or a house call visit. There's so many things, and be creative with what you offer. You can ask your AI tool also to give me suggestions on products I can list or sell from my Google Business Profile based on my business practice and what we offer. Also, in the edit products area, it's really important that you use attention-grabbing titles of those products. For example, same-day visits, members only, unlimited primary care access, or annual wellness labs included. Also, use real photos of your clinic, your exam rooms, your staff, obviously with permission, or professional stock photos that truly reflect the service. It's super important that if you're using photos of your staff, as well as if you're using photos of your actual patients, you have to have a signed photo release form. Have them sign it and have it so that they can never come back and either sue you or demand that you take it down or to require you to pay them later on, whatever. But also you can use the AI tool that Google offers in order to do this and create photos and whatnot. Very, very cool how AI is becoming involved in so many areas of marketing. Next, we have on editing products, you want to write benefit-driven descriptions that include what the item is, who is it for, and why it matters. Here's an example. Our executive physical includes advanced lab testing, a 90-minute physician visit, and a complete wellness plan tailored to high-performing professionals. If you're marketing to high-performing professionals, business owners, and whatnot, they're going to see that and think, wow, they're talking right to me. Also, include the pricing if appropriate, if possible. You may want to say starting at X dollars per month, as this builds trust right away. And if your monthly investment is, let's say $500 a month, and somebody was thinking they could do this for $50 a month, that will essentially kick them out immediately. It's going to filter out the unqualified leads, those that your service may be too expensive for. You can also link each product from your Google Business Profile to your website, to the exact URL on your website where that relevant service or product actually sits, or even a booking page, tying them all together. Here is an example of what a product might look like for a concierge medical practice. The name, concierge membership plan. The category, health and wellness. The price, starting at $200 a month. The description, unlimited visits, direct physician access, same-day appointments, and more. The image, that would be a photo of the doctor with a patient or maybe a branded graphic. I'd prefer to have a picture of the doctor. Also, the final item would be the button. What is the call to action? Well, if they click learn more, that would be a link that takes the person to the page on your website where people can then sign up. Here's what not to do. Avoid these mistakes. Do not list vague or irrelevant products, again with the quotes. Do not copy and paste long blocks of text from your website. Keep it short, sweet, powerful, and to the point. And do not skip the image. Include the image. Listings with images always get more clicks. All right, we've talked about products. Now let's talk about actual services. This is going to be a list of the different services that you offer at your practice. So be sure to include lots of keywords and lots of details, and then click the plus sign where it says add more services. Google will walk you through this. It's pretty straightforward, but try it out, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how simple it is. Now, fill out the form, and here's the thing. Some clients that I've talked to say, I don't know what to write, I don't know how to write it, I know what I generally want to say, but ... So here's the thing. If you want AI to help you write your service description, use the AI prompt guide that I gave you as part of being on our webinar today. Use it. It makes it really easy, I promise you. Next major area is called bookings. Google makes it quite easy for you to provide your visitors with a link to book an appointment onto your calendar. Click the button that says add the link, and this other box will pop up. You simply paste in the URL to your calendar booking or scheduling tool, and then save it, and it's done. Super easy. Another pro tip, the questions and answers section. Please use it. Please use it. It's so important. And the mistake that I see all the time is that most medical practices are not using this question and answer section. I assume they don't know about it, or they're just waiting for the random person who's visits the profile to ask a typical question, right? So here's what I recommend. You can create the question and then create the answer and fill it up yourself. You're providing the frequently asked questions and the answers to those frequently asked questions so that as people are reviewing their profile, they can see it, they can get their questions answered, and so that'll either qualify them or disqualify them based on the answers that are provided. A Google business profile that does not have any questions and answers is a missed opportunity. Don't be that practice. Well, Steve, I don't know what the most frequently asked questions are, or what they would be, or how I should pose those questions, or how I should answer them. Well, guess what? Let's use AI to do it. You could teach ChatGPT about your practice. You can have it ask you questions about your practice to clarify any details. You can then ask it to generate 10 to 15 frequently asked questions and provide you with the appropriate answers in 200 words or less. And then once it's done, review it carefully, make sure it says what you need it to say, answers properly and all that, so that you're providing great answers to those questions, and then paste them into your Google business profile. Simple, simple, simple. But guess what? If you need help, use the AI tool prompt guide that I gave you. All right, the next area is called Add Update. Google makes it really easy to provide your visitors with updates on your practice, specials, events, and more. I mentioned this earlier. This is kind of like Google's social media posting area of your Google business profile as a way to somewhat compete with Facebook and other platforms. You have the ability to create an update on something that's going on in your practice, post it, and save it. The more activity you do in this space, the more boost Google gives you in your rankings. So what can you add there? Well, information about your practice. What offers or specials are you running? What events are happening? Is it something that's related to the time of year? Like maybe kids need immunizations before going back to school. That would be something in the summertime or the early fall. Perhaps something related to allergy season is coming. Here's what you can do to minimize the hassle of allergies without medicine, whatever. That's where you can post things that are relevant to the time and the practice. And well, here's the deal. If you don't know what to write, you're not sure what to post, use the AI prompt guide that I gave you. It makes it so much easier to create this content, review it, make sure it's accurate, then copy and paste it right on in. And furthermore, you can create your content and then you can syndicate that content, which means sending it out, publishing it in a bunch of different places like your Google Business Profile, like Facebook, like Instagram, X, and LinkedIn, and all these different places. You can have tools like Hootsuite or Publer to automate that process so that you don't have to do it manually. Super cool. All right, we're almost to the end here. Asking for reviews. It's, again, super important that your profile has tons of 5-star reviews, lots of things happening there. The higher the total review that you have on your Google profile, the more people will feel confident with calling you or booking their meet and greet appointment. Can you imagine there's 2 profiles? One is at 4.9 for one doctor and one is at 2.3 for a different doctor. Somebody's checking out, who should I visit? Well, of course, they're going to only contact the one at 4.9 stars, right? They're not even going to give a second look to the 2.3 star one. Why? They're not going to trust them. They don't think it's a good business. So be sure that you get lots of good reviews. All right. Google makes it easy for you to request reviews. As we talked about before, you can use an automated tool in your CRM or your practice management software. If you want to do it a little more manually, you have the ability to share the URL that Google has offered here through the space. You can share the QR code, and you can also text or email your patients when they're done with their appointment. You can design a flyer that's posted on one of those plastic display rack things that you put on your checkout counter at your practice that says, "Thank you for your visit. Was it a positive experience? If so, please leave us a review by clicking this QR code. If there was any problems with your visit, please ask to speak to our practice manager before you leave." Something along those lines that shows that you care about quality. Whew. Are you still with me? We have covered so much stuff. I know we covered a lot of details. Implementing these things does not have to take a long time. Schedule a couple hours of your day, maybe on a Saturday, and knock it out, get it done, use the AI tools. All right. Now, once we have got to this step in the process, we've optimized our profile, it's been created, it's been claimed, it's been optimized, we've used the AI tools, things are jamming, things are looking great. Now, how do we supercharge what we've done so that it is seen by so many more people, so many more opportunities, and gets higher rankings in Google? This is all about syndicating your Google business profile. What does that mean? Again, we want to take the information that is currently on your optimized Google business profile and publish it in a whole lot of different places around the internet. Now, through Concierge Medical Marketing, we use a tool that will take that information and share it to over 500 different places on the internet. Now, why is this even important? The more places that Google sees that your information exists on other platforms, and the NAP, the NAP, name, address, phone number for your practice is consistent everywhere it is, then Google feels more confident that you are in business, that you are at that location, that things are solid and growing, right? So it feels better at pushing your rankings higher on the Google Map Pack and in other ranking areas. By the way, it can also help improve your rankings outside of the Google Map Pack. Super cool stuff. How do we syndicate a Google business profile? Well, there are many tools to do so. Birdeye, Yext, Thrive, MozLocal, BrightLocal, SignUp. They typically charge a monthly fee. Some of them can be several $100s per month. It can be pricey. Now, here's the thing that's really important to understand. You need to figure out how well your Google business profile ranks in the Google Map Pack for different phrases that are relevant to your practice. And the idea is you can run around town and try to connect with your phone or different computers on different IP addresses and all that. obviously would take a long time, be a big hassle, and who wants to do that? The better way to do it is to use a tool that already exists. It's called Local Falcon. There's a different one called Local Viking, and there's a few other software available services in our industry that do the same kind of thing. It will run a GeoGrid report. This GeoGrid report is what we're seeing samples of on the screen here. The idea is to see how well your particular phrases, when searched, will result in your practice being listed in the top 3 of the Google Map Pack. As you look here on the left-hand side in this example, number 1 means it's in the first position. Number 2 means it's in the second position. 3, third position, and so on. But once you get out of 1, 2, and 3, you have to click the next listings button to get to it. If there's plenty of good, solid, 4.5 to 5.0 review medical practices that appear in positions 1, 2, 3 of the Map Pack, people may not actually go to the next listings. So again, it's super important to be in the top 3. Now, in this example, before the work was done, this particular practice was doing pretty well right around their location. But as soon as you get a little ways away from the office, the rankings dropped precipitously. Anything in the orange, the red, or the deep burgundy color here is bad. Okay, so high, people are not going to make it down there. After doing these techniques, claiming your profile, optimizing your profile, using the AI tools if necessary, and then syndicating it across hundreds and hundreds of places on the web, will result in your Map Pack GeoGrid report to look like this, where it's pretty much green across the board. That's what we're trying to achieve in our practices. And it's super important that you run a baseline report of your practice on one of these tools like Local Falcon or Local Viking to see where you are right now before you implement these changes that I've talked about here in this presentation. Why? You need a baseline. Every month you want to run a new report to see how have things changed for the better over time, simply because you implemented the things that I'm teaching you about today. All right. Hopefully that makes good sense. All right. Guess what? We're done. What are your takeaways? This is super important at this time. I need you to think about it. Grab a piece of paper. What did you learn? What Google Business Profile topic has been the most clarified for you? What items will you implement immediately, like this afternoon, this evening, or tomorrow morning at the latest, right? What things are you going to implement right now to your Google Business Profile in order to start improving the rankings in the Map Pack? We call this the lowest hanging fruit. What's quickest, easiest to do, that's going to get you the best results as quick as possible. Please write down these items. By the way, with the GeoGrid report that we talked about, if you want me to run the report for you, I have plenty of credits available on the software. Please schedule a time with me. Let me know that's something you're interested in. I'll run the report for you totally free of charge, just so you see what your baseline is at this moment. If you haven't downloaded our AI prompt guide for optimizing your Google Business Profile, please do it now. Zap the QR code, go to the link, whatever. It's free. Help yourself. Use it. It's a Google Drive document. So you can grab the document, then you can save it to your computer, and it's my gift to you, free of charge. Use it. Please use it. All right. Here's the deal. Many people are busy. Many people think this stuff is great, but when am I going to do it? Do I task it to somebody on my team? Do I have my spouse do it this evening? Whatever. Fine. But if you want me to review your Google Business Profile for you, I'm happy to do it. Okay. It doesn't take me long, and the value can be tremendous to you. Scan the QR code or visit cmmkg.com/contact and put in there, fill out your information and say that you'd like me to review your Google Business Profile. And I'm happy to do so. I'm going to look at your contact information, the images that you're using, questions and answers that you have in there, the products and the services. I'm going to look at your reviews and the review responses, and so much more. Happy to do it, give you advice or direction on how you can make it better to help your practice grow. Finally, was this information that I shared with you today, was it helpful? Was it useful? If so, please do me a huge favor. It would mean the world to me. Please leave a nice 5-star review for me on our page. It's cmmkg.com/reviews, or scan the top QR code. The more 5-star reviews that we have for Concierge Medical Marketing, the more that we have the opportunity to create free content like this to share with our amazing industry. And the more that the content's out there, the more people use that content. And then obviously going forward, the more doctors we have that are happy, that are contented, that are successful, the better patient outcomes we have. Everybody wins. So please leave a nice review, leave some comments if you wish. I look at all of them. I'll respond to them, of course, and I appreciate that truly from the bottom of my heart. One final suggestion: if you would like to schedule your free Google Business Profile evaluation, just fill out the link at the bottom. So I click the link, fill out your information. I'm happy to do that for you. All right. That's my last slide. This has been Steve Schwartz with Concierge Medical Marketing, and I'm the host of the Concierge Medical Marketing podcast. Be sure to find that on the top of our website. There's links that you can check out our podcast. And if I can help you in any way, please don't hesitate to reach out to me personally. It'll be my pleasure to help you. My phone number is 772-304-2420. And with that, I'll close this off. But thank you. Have a great day. Go keep on jamming in your practices. Go help a lot of people. God bless. We'll see you next time.